and gentlemen, we're going to have the speeches and the toasts before the meal, so I hope you're not ravenously hungry. Now, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of Isabel and Tom and Francis to welcome you here officially to this wedding. And I'm sure you'll agree that a lot of forethought and imagination has gone into making this the place that is fit for the wedding of Paula and Chris. So we want to thank everybody for coming here. John and Rosa already just mentioned where people have come from, and folk have come from far and wide to be with us tonight, and we're really grateful for that. I'd like to take a moment, please, just to honour the memory of two people who aren't here, but who have been very special in Paula's life, and that's her Aunt Pauline and her Grandad Jim. And we want to thank them for all they have meant and will continue to be in Paula's life, and we know that they're very much here in spirit. Also want to thank John Monroe for his lovely service today, and it's a very special service in many ways, because daughter's married, but also because this was actually John's last wedding. So there's a double reason why he got choked up at one point. So we want to thank John that you've kept the best till last. Now, I think you'll readily agree that myself and Izzy will have two lovely daughters, Paula and Jill. But I know Jill will easily forgive Paula being the main focus today. But I don't think she'll wait for very much longer wherever Mark's sitting. He's disappeared. They probably didn't want to hear that coming. No hints, Mark, but just watch yourself back. But certainly we're very proud of the beautiful, warm and confident young lady that we see sat before us today. And she looks so lovely and complete as a bride today. Well done, Paula. It all started 29 years ago in the summer of 1986. And I'll never forget a very worried and apprehensive midwife said to me, "Mr. Miller, she looks just like you." But then she realised her mistake and turned her the right way round. That summer for me will ever be remembered for the colour red, as I'm sure you can imagine. The first sight of that shock of red hair. And when you get a shock like that, you're as well to remember the finer details of the MC1R recessive gene, because it apparently was 3% likely that myself and Israel would have a red-haired daughter. But for future reference, Chris and Paula, it's either a 0% or 50% likelihood that any offspring will have red hair.
100%.
And that shock of red hair made Paula a celebrity in the wards, and I'm not sure how much sleep Isabel actually got during that time, because families were coming to see this gorgeous wee thing with the shock of red hair. And our great granny warden would not hear of that hair being described as red. It was Titian. Because Titian is a better quality of red. Now, red has continued, I think, to be a dominant theme throughout Paula's life. Her favourite TV programme was tinged with red. She loved the ragdolls Rosie and Jim. And even her doomed rabbits were called after Rosie and Jim. And her first boyfriend, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but her first boyfriend was a redhead, wee Alan Richardson at Bracco Moss in the High Street. And I think that many of the things that red symbolises actually sums Paula up to a T. Red can stand for strength and for leadership. And Paula's young life was actually dictated by a red berry tree at the end of Cameron Avenue. And anything leading up to that red berry tree was safe beyond there was a life of adventure. And I think you'll agree with me that since then, Paula has ventured well past the very tree. We're proud of all she's achieved, from recognising those achievements as head girl at Kinross High School, right up into her work today at Montpellier's. By the way, it's unquestionably the most dynamic, forward-thinking bar restaurant or so says the website. Red also stands for someone that's candid, straightforward, and shoots from the hip. And Paula's uncle Kenneth would say that he remembers Paula saying to him that he was good at two things: sport and losing girlfriends. And that remained true right up until our Uncle Kenneth was 50 years old, and we're very glad in a sense that his wife isn't here to hear that. But also red stands for positivity and energy. Right from an early age, Paula liked things fast and active. I'm delighted that Vicky is here today. Vicky was the agony aunt and for the whole neighbourhood of Cameron Avenue, and the bath mate for Paula and Jill, and for all the other Cameron Avenue street urchins. And she would play a spinning game with them in the backyard, and the code for the speed of spin was salt, vinegar, mustard, or pepper. And Paula always wanted salt, because that was the fastest. Red also stands for something that's bold and confident. And Isabel was certainly confident of Paula's good looks, because here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, was the entrant to the face of Pear's soap in 1990. Now, I hate to say this, but she never won. Well, Isabel, she should have, shouldn't she? However, Paula was confident enough in her own looks, because by the age of 6, Paula would not waste any opportunity in looking for any kind of mirror she could. Now that would be a hallway mirror, could be a car window, it could even be a puddle. You even knew that you were gorgeous at that age.
Thanks, Daddy.
Red is also a symbol of determination, and anyone who knows Paula will know that it's very difficult to get her to do something that she doesn't want to do. And Nana remembers piano lessons. Nana was an unfortunate music teacher. But in order to avoid the practice, Paula would then explain in a very long-winded way, which she sometimes does, long-winded way, the favourite dance that she had learned at school that day in order to avoid the lesson. But Nana does admit that her dancing was more pleasing than her piano playing. Now, and then there was Chris. Now, if Paula is a red un, Chris is a green un. And absurd as it may seem, the first time I actually came across Chris, I wasn't even aware of him. I'd sometimes give Paula a lift from Kinross to Dundee to her flat, and one night there was a request for a detour. She was going to stay with a friend, I think she said, a friend who she had worked with at the Nether Inn, and of course that was Chris. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of great things to say about Chris. I think I've got about 20 minutes worth here, but my problem is I can't read his writing. But Chris has certainly been loyal to Paula, and you'd expect dogged loyalty from someone who's been a lifelong Hibs fan, wouldn't you? I want to... There's quite a few of you. I'd like to formally welcome Chris to the family. But just to say, Chris, an important formality has taken place today, but the real hurdle that you still have to cross is to attend my mum's Sunday lunchtime for the Sunday Post quiz. And then you'll be truly one.
I avoided it for so long.
For so long, but not for very much longer. It's traditional that the father of the bride should say something about marriage, because if love is blind, then marriage is certainly an eye-opener. And it is great to find that one person in your life that you want to annoy for the rest of your life. And Chris, let me tell you that marriage is necessary for men. because otherwise you'd go through life not thinking you'd any faults of your own. But I'm not going to be so presumptuous as give you two advice about marriage, because seeing the way you are obviously so in love, you don't need me to tell you what commitment entails. And although they've formally tied the knot today, there's no doubt that those bonds of commitment have been intertwined for many years. However, Chris, I do want to give you some advice as Paula's father. And what I would say to you firstly is please compromise. Now that means doing it Paula's way. Also, Paula likes a silent man. That way she'll think you're listening. And Paula has two main strengths which will make towards a great marriage, and that is a sense of humour and a short memory. Now, Paula, I'm going to give you a wee memory test.
Oh no.
When you were doing the standard grade English, you wrote a short story called The Unopened Letter. And it was a story of a boy called David who had just lost his mum. And he discovered in a drawer an unopened letter. And he discovered that he actually had a brother who had been given away just shortly after he was born. And of course he met up with his brother, and his life took on new happiness and a new meaning. Do you remember what David's brother was called? The name you gave David's brother? It was Christopher. So even then there was a foretaste of the happiness that was to befall you. Now, it's my job to propose the first toast to the bride and groom. So before I ask you to stand, can I just say what this toast is? And it's for both of you. May, for better or for worse, be far better than worse. May love be loyal to you. May health be close to you. And may your joy be as deep and wide as the ocean. To Paula and Chris, Mr. and Mrs. Green, can I ask you to stand and please toast the bride and groom.
Thank you, Stephen, for those kind words. Let's hear it one more time for Stephen. That was incredible. We'll actually be able to recycle most of that for Mark later on. He's out. Yeah, so I'd actually prepared a speech some time ago when I got engaged to Paula, and it was all prepared, it was all ready. And I received a couple of bits of advice near the time, and one of those pieces was, you're not a funny guy, so don't be. And then it was reiterated by Jimmy McComb recently as well, just don't be a funny guy. So I'm not going to try and be a funny guy, it's going to be pretty boring and pretty straightforward, and I'm going to say a lot of thank yous. But so that's quite good for you, because I have removed the story about when, the first time I stayed at yours, and I walked in on you in the toilet. So Isabel was on the toilet. She left the door wide open, but to save any embarrassment, I didn't want to tell that story. And about the third time I stayed as well, there was a brown bag. Yes, I'm telling her. With some saucy DVDs underneath the stairwell, and I was blamed. They were not mine, but Jill Miller's boyfriend. Mark, not current. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so you can see I was very much kept on my toes from the offset, joining the Miller household. But despite the open door policy, I felt like one of the family from day one. Mark and I often have competitions to see who can kiss Isabel on the lips My current record is 5, but actually I've got 4 today already. I'm not sure I'm going to get many more tonight. You know, so and Mark's on it. 6, solid 6. That counts as 2 though, doesn't it?
I only get 1.
But I'd just like to say, Isabel, Stephen, you've done an unbelievable job with Paula. She's stunning, and I think you've just done a great job, so thank you. To my folks, wow, I was a handful. I am sorry. Hopefully Paul will take some of the weight now off your shoulders. So, but the upbringing I had in Oman was just incredible, and I'm very honoured to call you my parents. You did a fantastic job, and you always knew how to shut me up, Mum, as well. I mean, I wasn't like I was a bit of a weird child. I used to do this thing. Yeah, it's not changed. But I used to do this thing, and I used to annoy the hell out of my mother. Like, Mum, what's this?
Play with the salmon.
It's a salmon. It's a salmon, Mum. Right, okay. 5 minutes later, what's this? It's a leaping salmon. So this would go on for maybe 20 minutes with a variety of salmon, 2 salmon, 2 leaping salmon, and then suddenly she turns round and she just does this.
I did.
Chris, what's that? It's a tin of salmon. Kill me dead, game over. Chapeau, mother, chapeau. So thank you, folks. You're incredible.
You're wonderful.
Jill Miller and the bridesmaids. Wow, you look absolutely stunning today. I think we can raise a glass to the bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Stunning.
Yeah.
Certainly had your hands full today, and even with the Hindu as well. You did an amazing job, and Paul had the best time. So thank you very much, and it's muchly appreciated. To my boys. Christy, I'm not going to thank you just now, I'll see how your speech goes. But, I'm blown away with Kevin travelling from California, Guernsey, Canada, Christy from Switzerland, but yeah, we'll see. We'll save that until later on. So, and Scotty from Malaysia as well. So where are you? Thank you guys. And everyone in the room, thank you for being here. You're all the people we absolutely love, and we wouldn't have anybody else here. It was actually incredible. Your level of generosity that we've had with our honeymoon fund, we could actually go away for a year. It's incredible. We won't, by the way. But thank you very much. It was absolutely incredible. Blown away. And finally, to my lovely wife. You are the messiest person and your feet can sometimes, the smell from your feet brings me to tears sometimes. But I have loved you since the very first day I met you, Paul Miller, and I'm going to love you as Paula Green and even more.
Yeah.
There's not many people you can, after she'd been on a road bike 5 times, there's not many people you can drag up Mont Ventoux, 1,900 metres of sheer pain and 12% gradients, but Paula just takes it in her stride, and you get involved with everything that I love, and you're amazing, you're incredible. A few years ago at university, we did this a small Japanese, I'm going a bit off-piste here, this might not go down well, but Christy was there and we did this little a Japanese psychological test that essentially poses a set of hypothetical questions, and this particular one involved a cube, a set of ladders and a horse, and the cube represents ego, the ladder represents your friendships, and then the horse represents your future partner or the partner you aspire to have. And of course, I got laughed out of the room when I'd chosen a golden unicorn as my horse. And I remember Val Chalmers' words were basically, you've pretty much picked something that is unachievable, and you will never live up to the expectations you want. But Val Chalmers, I can certainly say today, I have found my unicorn, and I'm just absolutely delighted to be married to Paul Miller. Right, Mr. McAvoy, let's have it, shall we? He's got 13 and a half. I've been negotiated. So, okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Let's turn that on, Phil.
Wrapping the whole thing. 32 minutes tight. Wrap.
13 and a half.
Can we tighten up the screen a little bit?
Tom, you have to turn round.
Get your bets in, but 32 is the smart money. Hello, everybody. Hello. Are you having a good time?
Yes!
Okay, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Christy, and it's a boy's name as well. I'm from Northern Ireland, but today Chris has me wearing a kilt. And Donald, I know what you're thinking, because you actually asked me this earlier. I had this in my speech, and then you asked me anyway, so it worked perfectly. Donald, I know what you're thinking. I am a true Scot today.
Whoa!
So I'm pretending to like haggis, and I'm going to spend all day hating the English. I met Chris at... I met Chris 11 years ago doing a primary teaching course in Dundee Uni, and we quickly bonded over a shared passion for education. We like football friends, but we also really bonded over the fact that we were on a course where we were outnumbered by girls 10 to 1, so that was something we really both appreciated. I would like to start this speech in a traditional fashion by acknowledging just how beautiful Mrs. Greenan looks today. Can we all give her a round of applause? Go for it.
Oh no. Oh
No? And then the mic. Okay.
Here we go.
So this is me. Yeah, you can click it again, sorry. Okay. Just sit there and hit the space bar. Awesome.
Oh god.
So, I don't know how they got in there. I've flicked forward. Sorry about that. Seriously, do it right now. Do it right now. And you can click again, thanks. So, the groom. What can I say, Chris? He's a beautiful man. I love him very much. But I would like to start. Is there a better mic? What's that? There's another one in here. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this is going so badly. Is that better? Okay. Okay, yes, Mrs. Greenan looks absolutely phenomenal today. Honestly, Francis, I don't know how you do it. Every single day, you look incredible. So, that was the longest lag time between the setup and the end of a joke. Thanks for staying with it. Jeepers. Right, okay. But seriously, in these speeches, you do start by complimenting usually how the bride looks. And Paula, I have to say, you do look completely sensational, and you're making me rethink my no gingers policy. But I would also like to say that Paula is so much more than looks. Honestly, she is one of the most kind, resilient, fun, and genuine people. This is not a joke, by the way. Genuine people I have ever met. And the way you have organise this day is nothing short of heroic. So can we all raise a glass to Paula?
Paula. Yeah.
You do it.
I just realised the drunker you're going to get, I'm going to get. So I'm going to do a lot. Uh-oh. Okay. And Chris, in the same vein of gender equality and not just acknowledging looks, you are just beautiful man in the world. Jamie Redknapp today, straight up, not even -1. Paul told me you actually did very little organisation for this entire day, but I don't believe that because your hair has never looked better, buddy. I'd like to thank Paula for choosing such fun. Do you want to flick forward? I just realised I've completely forgotten this entire slideshow is happening. Yes, here we go. I'd like to thank Paula for choosing such fun and interesting bridesmaids. Also completely gorgeous, yeah. Look phenomenal today. But you can flick forward now because their grace and beauty are an inspiration to women everywhere. So can we raise a glass to the bridesmaids, please?
Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids.
And now to the groomsmen. As a newly single man, I'd like to thank Chris for choosing such unattractive and unavailable groomsmen. You ladies, you're looking at the best of a bad bunch. Yes, Patty, that's a banana joke. So I actually found out when we were out on Monday night that I actually wasn't the first choice for best man. And I actually found out last night, I don't think I was even second. I think Hayley was second choice. I was third. Well, basically, unfortunately, Mr. Murphy had a prior engagement, so he couldn't hear. But he did send a message, and I promised I'd read it on his behalf, so if you just give me 1 second.
Where did he get this? Whiskers.
Mr. Murphy would like to say, Paul, if you're wondering how this is 32 minutes, it's this. 32 tight. So please raise a glass.
To Mr. Murphy.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah.
I just want to see how many people would actually do that. Okay, Mark Biggs. Go back one. Okay. But when Chris asked me to do this, having already been a best man before, I knew how stressful it could be, and I really didn't want to let him down on such a special occasion. But then I remembered that this is the guy, oh yeah, this story's coming out, who once downloaded so much, how can I say this delicately, adult material involving farmyard animals onto my computer that I had to smash it with a hammer because I was worried about going on like a government watch list or something. He's also the guy who once publicly outed me on Facebook. Much to my surprise, the majority of my friends said, "Congratulations, we're so proud of you. Actually, we thought you might have been gay." So, awesome. Thanks for that, Chris. So in summary, I don't care if I ruin this thing. I'm going to just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it, buddy.
Chris is an only child, so I guess I kind of feel like I'm the brother that he never had.
You are, buddy.
Oh.
I have 3 brothers, so he's the sister I never had. Maybe I'll check this with Paula and Jill. Do sisters call each other into the toilet when they've done a particularly impressive jobbing?
This one does, yeah.
Jill actually does. That's amazing. Really? That's awesome. In fourth year of uni, when Chris met Paula, became whipped and stopped being fun, I took it pretty hard, actually. I lost my wingman, I lost my beer pong partner, and some would say my soulmate. I wanted to take this opportunity to remind Chris of his first love. With the help of my musical heroes, take that. My throat is destroyed because I've been singing and playing for like 3 days. So I know some of you might be able to help me out. Joe, you got this, buddy. You got this. But Bertie, could you maybe come up and hold the mic for me? And bring your chair, please.
So
This way onto the guitar.
Thanks.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I really haven't prepared.
Like Mr. Murphy's still in the background.
So there are words up here, so you're very welcome to sing along.
Two-bit operation here. I got nothing. Burns is the hype man right now. Just no.
Murphy's still
Murphy's just chilling in the background.
Stop looking at me, Murph.
He's got more airtime than anybody.
Okay, yeah.
Shake and bake.
I guess now it's time for Chris and Paula to unify. I got a picture of you inside me. You're just like Jamie Redknapp -1. Oh, baby. I can't believe she took your buddy. She just stole you right from me. Now I lost you, and I guess we'll never be. Whatever she says, whatever she does, just remember you are Moss and I'm Brady. Shake and bake, shake and bake, shake and bake with me. She might go cycling with you, but we'll always have the DUAFC. Shake and bake, shake and bake, shake and bake with me. I guess now it's time. You showed your blues to her. Thank you. We're not done here. That was a wonderful. Look at that, Marky Mitchell. Well done, sir. Now, losing someone like Chris to someone as perfect as Paula is very difficult, and my therapist says I still have some resentment issues. So now that I have this platform, I thought I'd be really petty, and I asked for some embarrassing stories about Paula. Sorry, Paula. When I think of Paula, there's only one song that comes to my mind, because Paula, for me, you are and have always been more than a...
More than a what?
More than a woman. No. To me, or no.
Okay, yeah.
More than a woman, yeah.
Paula, we all know you well, but I asked about to see if I could get some dirt on you. And this is what they said to me. Paula just happens to be about the most annoyingly perfect person I have met. She's never had a big regret. But thank the Lord I spoke to Haley P. She told me all about one night that Paula drank with the girls from Candy. She had to open up Indigo the very next day, but Paula kept on putting all those Jaeger bombs away. She's more than a woman, more than a woman to me. She's more than a woman, more like a ginger queen. Move on to the next morning. Paula has to open up. She's never felt this bad before. Jamie walks in through the door. Paula, let's go have a chat. Over by the bottle bins, the smell of stale alcohol is getting underneath her skin. Jamie continues to ramble on. Sorry, I've never met you, Jamie. I'm sorry for something. And Paula can't hold back no more. She feels it rising from the depths below. She has to make her mind up. Where will she decide to choose? She looks around and throws up all over poor Jamie's shoes. But she's more than a woman. She's more than a woman to me. She's more than a woman. More like a ginger queen. Love you, Paula. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are we on? 20 minutes? 25. Are we on 70? Oh, jeepers, right. No. This is the soppy part. I've seen Paula and Chris grow now as a couple. You can flick it, Marky, thanks. For 9 years, and yeah, they have something. It's so special. It's something I'm always looking for. Right? No. Basically, they both feel like they're punching above their weight, and we both know it's only true in Chris's case. But the fact that you both feel that is magical. You support, you challenge each other. You make each other laugh. You're caring, you're committed to one another, and it's just a wonderful thing to be around, to be in the presence of a couple like that. I think you can all agree. So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and join me in wishing Paula and Chris a lifetime of health, happiness, and hopefully no ginger babies. I meant beside the ginger table, shit! To Paula.